Welcome to the Guide Life Podcast by Whiskey Sloughs. This show is about the work, the hunts, and the real side of guiding. No filters, no fluff, just what it takes to build and run a hunting operation from the ground up. Every week we'll cover everything from land management to habitat work to the daily grind of guiding waterfowl upland and turkey hunts here in Nebraska. I'm Hunter Runge, CEO, guide, and the voice behind the blind.
Quit trying to pre-roll then and we'll be fine.
We're back, new episode. Bob's on his mission here, had the wrong headset he put on, blew his eardrums out.
Said a few choice words that weren't for our pre-roll.
Lost his hearing for a little while, but yeah, we're back. It's a new episode. It's a rainy day. Hitting a little bit of a cold front here right now, but we're kind of slowing down. We're on to our last turkey group of the season. We're kind of doing a lot of work on our shop and getting stuff ready and kind of getting ready for the summer, but big thing I think we're all looking forward to is the first 2 weeks of June. We're all headed out. Going on vacation, going places. Sam's going to Valentine, Bob's going to South Dakota, I'm going to Arizona.
You're gonna go catch
Grant's going to Costa Rica?
Dominican, buddy.
Dominican.
You'll get there eventually.
Wrong country.
He's going to Ecuador or something.
Ecuador. He's going somewhere where he can sit on a beach and drink vodka all day.
I know
and
he's
play
got
golf.
Drink counters.
He
Click,
literally, he
click,
bought
click.
those fish counters as drink counters, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they keep track that way. Buddy, mine would get to about 5 right now, and I'd be done for the count.
Yeah, Bob, you are not a heavy drinker anymore. Turkey season's molded you into a brand new man.
Wait till summer.
Well,
We'll catch back up.
one could be hopeful, but oh man, no, it's been fun. Me and Sam are enjoying some bush apples right now. Man, they need to make these a full-time thing.
Yep, what every single person says that drinks bush apple.
And I don't know why they don't.
I am so excited for those this summer. Oh, they taste so good. You can just sit there and sip on them all day. Catch some fish, go back to sipping on them, catch some fish.
Speaking of catching fish, we mollywopped them yesterday.
We did get into them pretty good. We got a lot of tacos.
Figured out a new technique. Well, I bought a new Lowrance actually to put on my boat. Had a better chart finder on it and did some chart plotting, and we ended up drifting some jigs is what it turned out to be the key. And man, we probably caught 36, 38 fish. 3 or 4 of us did in about 4 hours.
Yeah, in a cold front, too.
In a cold front. A lot of walleye, a few white bass and wipers, and then Bob took home a lot of drum.
Don't forget, one of the big walleyes came from, while y'all went in to get worms from the marina, I was sitting in the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of bored making sure the boat didn't drift away, so I started jigging off the side of the boat, pulled in a giant walleye.
Yeah, we were
I
up.
felt pretty proud. I don't catch fish often, so it was a big win.
We were up in the marina. Boat was just sitting at the dock, getting some drinks and getting some more worms because we didn't bring enough worms. Caught too many fish. First time we've ever had that problem. Yeah, we come walking out and Bob's talking about. He's like, "Do y'all see that?" I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just caught an 18 right off the side of the boat."
Well, and everybody was like eating because we were parked in front of this restaurant, and like people were like clapping and cheering as I caught this fish. It was priceless.
Bob was a fan favorite, man. Bob ran that show, hooting and hollering, whistling at him.
Oh, it was great.
You can definitely tell we're all gets to this time of year, or we're just winding down with turkeys. And I mean, especially for like me and Hunter. But no, Bob,
bro, I ain't been on hunting season
it's
since March.
As soon as we round this last little corner of what's been like 9 months straight of hunting,
Yeah.
something like that, we're all ready to just get some
Mental
fishing and relax.
reset mode incoming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing
You
about
give me 4 days and it'll be a complete reset.
the thing about fishing for us, honestly, more than just catching the fish, is it's finally the like one outdoor thing that we do where it's like you hit the relax button.
If you don't catch them, there's no pressure.
You don't catch them, whatever. We're not like, we ain't pros in the field of fishing, but
I ain't no guide.
relaxing.
I'm not a guide.
And when you catch them, you cherish those days, and when you don't, guess what? You're
There's
not
beer.
working.
Yeah.
So
Dude, there ain't nothing better than fishing.
It is nice. You go so hard for so many months. It's nice to just kind of relax and you catch a few. If you don't, you don't. But usually we catch a few.
When I was younger and we'd go up and the fish weren't biting, I was just like, yeah, that's fine. Let's go home. Whatever, we tried. Now, when we go up fishing, if I can't fish for more than like 5 hours, it's boring. Like, it's upsetting to me. Because there's nothing better than just sitting out on the lake by yourself or with whoever,
Dude,
with the
the
guys
other
just
day
chilling.
when you took me and that it was kind of windy out in the main lake when we got out there and we were just like drifting and jigging and stuff. Man, I could have just sat there and done that all day and not caught a fish. It was so relaxing, just sitting there chilling on the boat, just getting rocked by the waves. Like I was chilling. It's comfy, good time.
Dude, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing like hunting season. It's so weird too because it's so relaxed. Like, we could catch 100 fish, we could catch 0 fish, it don't matter.
Hey, but when you do catch them, you get them good groceries.
Yeah, we've got 3 bowls of fish in our fridge now.
Yeah, I need to vacuum seal some of that.
Mix of some drum and some Walters and the 2 wipers Bob and I caught or Sam and I caught.
Yeah, don't throw me in there. I didn't catch one of them big boys. I was getting jealous of them things. Them things were huge.
Did you cut the bloodline out?
Oh, I trimmed them things up good.
Did you you went back in and trimmed everything when you got inside?
Yeah. I gotta trim the Walters, the rib meat out yet on the Walters.
There won't be too much for bones
But
in there.
I really trimmed out the wipers last night. I got them all cleaned up pretty nice.
There's a lot of meat probably came off those fish.
Oh my God, I bet we're gonna have quite a few pounds of meat. I'm gonna bring that vacuum sealer back. We'll vacuum seal some of it up. Maybe have some for some dinners at some point, whether during season or summer or something.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we've fried a lot of fish for the clients. You'd never have a bad upset client when you're frying fish.
No, fish
They
fries
love
always go
fish.
over
Every
real
time
well.
I have cooked fish for lunch for these turkey clients,
Fish and pheasant, let
On
me
cloud
tell
nine.
you. Oh,
Man, I got some new pheasant recipes I'm working on for next year. I'm excited.
I had some pheasant last night. It was great.
Was it? Was
Yeah.
it good?
Yeah, I overcooked it a little bit because I didn't have a meat thermometer. That's
we
a
need to make
son
an
of a bitch.
investment.
No, I have one, but I stayed at Aaron's. Aaron did not have one. Yeah,
You're gonna have to make yours mobile.
yeah. I forgot about
be
it.
like Peep out here and put your pan in your backpack, get your
Yeah.
thermometer in your backpack and your knife in your backpack, and off you go on the traveling mission.
I tell you what, the pheasant didn't turn out as great as I wanted it to, but I devoured all that walleye. I mean, it was only 2 fish, but it's still a good amount of meat.
That is still a good amount of meat for sure. Them are some good sized wallers.
Them Walters, man, they'll teach you a thing or two. They're good eating, but man, are they fucking hard to catch. Like, my grandma, I don't know what she does, but
She always catches her
and
fish.
she fishes from the bank.
That little lady, she can go out and she's coming home with a mess of fish. It don't matter where she goes, when she goes. You just know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that was the most walleye we kept in the boat since I bought it last year. This has not been an easy train for catching Walters.
There's been plenty of crappie in there, but ain't no
Oh yeah,
walleye.
we've messed up the crappie.
Yeah.
Messed them up real good.
You guys caught a lot of walleye when we were down in Kansas fishing, didn't you?
Yeah, but they had a weird slot down there, so we couldn't.
Not
keep
a lot
anything.
of keepers, but
Yeah.
you caught a lot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember.
Well,
you guys
Sam
getting into
did.
it
I
pretty
think
good.
I literally caught 1. Sam caught like 8.
Oh, so he was teaching you
Of
how to
what?
fish that day.
When we were down in Kansas, the sauger and the walleye and stuff.
Oh yeah, I was catching a lot because you were fishing for crappie and I was on the back of the boat just casting
casting
jigs
for walleyes and stuff. Yeah, he
jigging
caught
up walleye.
Sam caught all sorts of fish while I was crappie fishing.
Yeah,
All
I'll,
sorts.
I'll
of
probably
fish.
end up doing the same exact thing when we go to McConaughey.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about actively targeting fish that I don't get me wrong. I love there's days like yesterday, for example, where I love just sitting back, relaxing, letting a jig roll. You're just sitting there. But I am an active fisherman. I love actively fish. That's why I grew up liking bass fishing because it's just you're actively casting. You're
fun.
jigging, you're top water, you're moving baits. So to me, walleye fishing, whenever I can get them to bite on a jig and a swim bait or a jig and some type of fluke, and you're actively popping it, or you figure out a certain rhythm that they really like. Oh, that's my favorite. You can't beat that. I love that. That's why I like pike fishing the most because you catch some big pike,
It's
on top
all
water and
active.
stuff. Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's fun. It's just like hunting. I mean, like you got to figure out what they want.
Where they want to be, what they want to do,
Yep.
what they're eating on.
Yep.
That's the thing. Fishing is like there's so much strategy involved in fishing. There's so much technique. There's so much like it's like a whole new world, and I think that's the other part that I really enjoy about it is like hunting. There's so much pressure behind knowing your technique. Like you're always learning and you're hunting still, but you don't feel pressure to learn. You feel more intrigued to learn. Like during hunting season when we're guiding, if something's not working, you gotta make it work. That's your job. And so you're fighting, you're pushing, you're doing everything you can, and you can feel the weight of the hunt on your shoulders while you're doing it if something ain't working. Fishing though, you can almost try new things. You can almost move more freely because there's less pressure.
Throw the kitchen sink at them.
Yeah, and it's less like, well, if this doesn't work, I look like an idiot. But if it does, I look great because like I've been
Wouldn't
on.
even necessarily go down the look like an idiot line, but there's definitely an aspect of when you're running those hunts. It's somebody came a long ways and put a lot of faith in you. No matter how you look at it, it's a lot of pressure to make sure that hey they have a quality experience. They get on birds. You're making the most of the opportunities you have.
Yeah,
It's a weight.
but no, see, another thing that I kind of want to work on is I'm not very good at moving like lure fishing, like casting swim baits and jigs with flukes and stuff like that. I am very much live bait, crappie vertical jigging, trolling cranks, pulling cranks, casting jerk baits, casting cranks.
Bottom bouncers.
Bottom bouncers, I do a lot of that. Not very good at that. Casting though, that's like my thing that I need to work on is casting with like a spinning rod, throwing jigs and paddle tails and stuff like that. Yo-yo on the bottom, snap jigging, stuff like that. I'm not good at that. I've not been very good at catching walleye like that, but I've kind of also like I feel like sometimes I limit myself because on the lakes we fish them all the time, and like we only fish the same certain areas.
I'd also say a lot of the lakes that we fish, well, we don't target necessarily some of the little areas with structure, but we don't have that much structure in a lot of our lakes either.
Mud flats,
Yeah,
a
we've
lot
got
of mud.
Which honestly is like when you got those mud flats like that, like fish are constantly moving. So having something where you're moving it a lot, or if you're not trolling some type of bottom bouncer or jigging a worm, artificial lures can be pretty clutch. Just for the aspect of covering water, finding active fish. Yeah.
Yeah, drifting jigs is something that, like, believe it or not, that I've started doing recently. Like, I haven't done a lot of jig drifting because usually if I'm drifting or trolling, it's bottom bouncers. But drifting jigs is a great way to cover water, and it's if you slow roll them, man, you can put a pretty good finesse presentation.
When they bounce on the bottom so hard that thunk, thunk, thunk. I mean, it draws a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Bouncing them jigs.
Yeah, but I'll tell you another thing. Like, I didn't even talk about it too much with you guys, but like on that trip that I went on last week on that 45, 50 mile an hour wind, we were fishing out there. It was so windy that like we were spearing waves at the front of the boat. They were so big, and so we went off and went to the golf course. Now, I know both you guys don't know nothing about golf, but could you imagine playing golf in 45 mile an hour wind? Just think
Speaking of
about
that, on that same lake, I saw a video
of
today
a boat, yeah.
of a boat on the dam.
That happened while we were there. Didn't even know it happened
What
until we got
happened?
back.
There was a boat that, because the wind was blowing into the dam,
Yeah.
it slipped out of its boat dock,
Oh,
and it was all the
This
way
like
over
low,
at the dam,
this
just
low
like
boat
on its side, just waves crashing
on
into
the rocks,
it on
just
the
getting
rocks.
speared. That's a
Ouch.
hell of an insurance claim. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
we went to the golf course.
insurance. I didn't tie my rope.
Yeah.
I want paid out.
You
Yeah.
would tee off and you'd hit the ball and you'd hit it into the wind. And like I hit a hybrid off the tee because I suck at golf, but I hit my hybrid like 230 usually, and I'd hit it into the wind and I'd hit it and it'd catch as it's spinning, it'd catch the wind, it'd fly straight up in the air and then ease back. There was this one shot I hit straight into the wind. I hit a flyer, which means it flew a little higher in the air, and it caught the flyer and fell back down in the pond 20 yards in front of me. 230 yard golf shot straight back. It was so it pissed you off so much.
You guys literally got some of the worst weather for
I
those
know.
couple days.
Literally, for the 2 days we went, both days, it was gusting to 45 miles an hour.
Insane.
But no, since we've been back, we've been kind of working on some shop projects. You know, that's been a lot of fun for me, is spending so much time in the office all the time. It's great to kick back and get my hands on a few things and like see things get done. You know, and like create change, I guess, in more of a simpler manner. But no, biggest thing that I love is the organization that we're doing. Bob has been spearheading a lot of that, but we're taking our shop. We don't have a very big shop, and it's coming back to bite us every once in a while. But Bob's taking our shop, and he's turning it into something special. Let's see him.
There's a lot I want to do yet, a lot to get done yet. We've still got a lot of electrical stuff that needs done, a lot of moving, how some of the tools are arranged. We've got some more tools to bring. At some point, we'll have to get a welder set up in there, but a welder has been something we've been waiting on that eventually we won't want to wait on anymore. But now I'll tell you what, having a smooth, organized shop that flows well during season is big, especially when you're moving vehicles in and out, you're hauling decoys in and out, you're trying to fix broken stuff, and let's be honest, after a long day, nobody wants to be there any longer than you got to be in the shop doing projects. You want to be either in socializing with the guys that are in, or you want to be getting home to bed, getting ready for the next day. There's always a lot more fun places to be than sitting in a shop cussing at something that's broke, trying to get it fixed on those days when you're exhausted. So having things smooth, organized, ready to roll easy in and out, it just helps a lot. And the big thing in the off season is doing any work that you can to get ahead for the next season. I mean, if there's anything that you can pre-prepare, pre-get ready, you know, so that it takes work out of your season, that's great. Like, one of the projects we've got going this summer is we'll take some of the generators, we'll do a lot of cleaning out lines, getting those all cleaned up, ready to run again for next season. They're pretty rough right now after running ice heaters pretty hard. We've got, you know, like our weed whacker we use with our steel blade on it for cutting a lot of our grass. It's got some gears going out we need to replace on it, but a lot of little stuff like that. You know, like our hedge trimmers need the blades replaced. Just little stuff that you don't really think about that goes into the back end to just make sure that next season runs smooth. Making sure your trailers are organized well, making sure your gear is organized well. You know, if that means building new shelves, building new storage systems, new workbenches, new charging stations, you know, whether you're switching from brands of spinners or brands of water motion or whatever, or you're getting new ones, maybe you need a different style charging station, maybe you need more outlets, maybe you need less. Just trying to make sure that everything's got a home, everything's got a place. One big thing we really want this year is a lot of labels on everything, so that it doesn't matter if you're somebody that's been in there for months, or if it was one of the hunters walked out there and they were looking for something because somebody forgot to grab it or something. Everybody can find it in 5 seconds. Just having a really nice organized shop is huge to making your season flow smooth. But
Bob, you just went off on a little tangent there.
yeah, I get a little.
Dude, your electrical projects, man. Some of that shit cracks me the fuck up. With the stuff.
You like my new ceiling fan?
No, I didn't even know we have a ceiling fan in the shop.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, sorry. No, the box fan that you halfway bolted to the top of the...
We got in all of these box fans at one point when the shop flooded, and I don't want to put an actual fan in our shop, so I screwed it to the ceiling temporarily, so we had a fan out there. But I need
temporarily.
It's temporarily. I gotta actually put a little frame up there and stuff, but we needed a fan. Somebody keeps flooding my shop.
It's crooked. Hey, no. Your shop leaks. You fix your damn shop.
Hey, I got a new DeWalt caulking gun. We can fix all leaks now. We're ready.
Yeah, you know, Bob, we had a DeWalt sale at Baumgart's. Took advantage of that, man. It was buy a tool, get a free battery and a free charger, and the lady accidentally gave us like the super fancy batteries instead of the regular batteries. So we got 3 super fancy batteries and 3 chargers, and then we got a DeWalt vacuum, DeWalt grease gun, and a DeWalt caulking gun. And let me tell you, they are very, very nice tools. Although I'll tell you one thing, Bob, I thought that vacuum was going to have more suction for more of a shop-style vac.
It did before we filled it with mud.
Oh, is that why it wasn't sucking?
We got to clean the mud out of her now.
That makes sense because she wasn't doing much sucking.
No, she's full of mud.
I took her
the
to
filter's probably so plugged up it can't breathe.
I used it on my truck, and I was like, man, I feel like I
just vacuumed up a mud puddle.
It's like I feel like I should be able to get more out of this.
Yeah, I vacuumed up a mud puddle before you grabbed it.
No, I bet if it was Milwaukee, it'd suck it up real fine.
Oh, I'm sure. Hey, the cool thing on that, though, and I don't know if the Milwaukee one's got it, but it comes with a cord or battery operated, so you can either plug it. Oh, it does. Mm-hmm. Is it bigger or smaller? Which one's easier to maneuver?
Theirs is bigger, I think.
Look this shit up.
Hold on. Milwaukee vacuum.
Shop vac. Come on. Type.
Versus DeWalt.
Oh, we're getting
vacuum.
We're getting real into it.
18 comparison.
All right, pull that up. Let's look at this. We'll look at the facts here.
Hold on. Let's just read what AI says. AI overview says Milwaukee tends to be more powerful and offer longer runtime than the DeWalt prioritizes convenience and portability. So, as in the picture here, as y'all can see, your Milwaukee vac.
Can't see, but yeah.
Well, as you guys can see.
That Milwaukee's freaking huge compared to the
That
DeWalt.
Milwaukee vacs look like a goddamn Yeti cooler.
But it does come with a lot more attachments and storage. I'll give it that.
Damn straight. If it's got more power, too, that's the bigger thing.
I bet it comes with a hell of a higher bill, too.
Hold on.
It was $129. I think that's about not too different what we paid.
Hold on.
Is it really $129?
That's what it said.
Hold on. Let's see.
We're in a debate. You quit saying hold
Final
on. Final verdict.
verdict. So while similarly featured in price, these two vacs are two different animals. DeWalt took the lead with twice the runtime, with an excellent runtime for a cordless vac, while Milwaukee's runtime was a bit disappointing at only 14 minutes on one battery. On the other hand, Milwaukee's performance was about twice as powerful, with better suction performance, exceptional blower performance between the two. Even though Milwaukee's vac has a shorter runtime, even with larger capacity batteries, the 14-minute runtime should still be enough for quick pickups. It's hard to choose an overall winner, as this decision is based upon user preference, whether they value runtime over performance or performance over runtime. One might argue DeWalt could be the overall winner, as it has excellent runtime, can get the job done sucking liquid and the most in most light-duty dry pickup messes, although it does not make a great choice for use in the car. Figured that out. While Milwaukee vac can be effective for cleaning upholstery, and as proven in testing. Let's not forget the curveball DeWalt throws with the addition of the second corded whatever DVC whatever model that adds plug-in power already with excellent runtime. But it appears to be not only but apples to apples, it's not a fair comparison to the cordless only Milwaukee M18 vacuum.
Oh, Milwaukee's doesn't have a cord.
Cordless corded vac at the moment.
Theirs don't got a cord. That's your issue.
More power.
More power with the cord.
So your M18, your actual one is going to be $199, and the DeWalt one is $199.
DeWalt all the way.
But it says DeWalt can run longer. Milwaukee can suck better. So
also says it has more power with the cord. If you need more power, plug it in.
Is that what it said there?
Yeah, on the very bottom in that last thing. Not in that one. On the little comparison you were reading, it said if you need more power, plug it in. Plug that bitch in.
Dude, tell you what though, y'all are both a bunch of bitches. Just go buy Hart tools. They'll work for about 90% of people in the world.
I will say your shop vac has been through heck and high water in that bird cleaning facility.
That shop vac has sucked up more guts, feathers, dead bird parts, and
entire
bones
bird heads
of birds than any other vacuum on the market. Heart strong, baby.
Until you go to use an impact for actual impact needs, and
Bro,
you gotta back off a little bit.
They're built for light.
It was a $99 impact. What did you expect?
Hey, their hand tools,
Bob
though, I will say, I have not had one do me wrong.
I will say, like I said, for about 90% of the people in the world, they're about perfect. 10% that use, carpentry, construction, all that, yeah, you're fucked. But I did see in a couple companies, though. I saw some TikToks the other day that showed these guys who were contractors. They had all Hart tools.
I bet they were getting paid dang well to run that shit.
They probably were. And you know what? If Hart wanted to pay me, I'd be like, go Hart.
Give me a lot of extra batteries, boys.
One sad thing that did happen over
All right,
the
let
last...
me do you one better though. What if Black and Decker came to you and was like, "Hey,
Oh, dude.
Buddy,
Grant's drill is unbeatable.
nope."
buddy,
Black and
I would,
Decker
I
is
would look at
terrible.
them and I would laugh, and I would go right back to my shop.
A partnership from Black & Decker would single-handedly solve the Milwaukee versus DeWalt debate between Sam and Bob.
No, it wouldn't, because I'd laugh. I wouldn't, buddy. You can sign me out on that partnership.
Hey, you have never experienced the power until you've been Black & Deckered with their decorated tools.
Black
Only
and Decker-
Black and Decker tools I've
Black
ever
and
ran, the
Decker-
batteries never worked.
Black and Decker would be very comparable in the pizza world to Little Caesars.
Now, I've had some good times with Pizza.
Why
No.
are we throwing Little Caesars under the bus right now?
I was
I
gonna
like
say.
those pizzas. Like, come
Cheap,
on.
dude,
I
shitty.
like those pizzas.
Cheap, shitty, unreliable.
What do you mean unreliable? If they're open, they may have a pizza ready.
No,
May.
no.
I like their pizza. That was uncalled for. We didn't need to
Pizza,
do Little
pizza.
Caesars dirty like that.
No,
Had to
we
have a-
definitely did.
We had a funeral last week. Fortunately, Bob's CRV is no
We
longer
gotta keep
with
bringing
us.
up the fact that my Batmobile blew up.
Bob had a coolant hose blow off. I don't know if Bob realized his coolant hose was blown off until he was a little further down
I was
the
in
road.
the middle of a construction zone running pretty fast, and I needed to get, so by the time I got out of there and
Engine
onto the
was
normal
pretty
road,
hot.
She was a little hot, a little melted, a little warped.
Yeah, took her into the old auto shop. Said, "Is she screwed?" And they were like, "Well, maybe."
Oh, you're forgetting. I topped her off. I
Yeah,
really
I
put
was
the
gonna
nail
be
in the
nice and
coffin.
leave it out, but
Sam did put the nail in the
we
coffin.
took this thing
Bob
back
drove
on
it halfway
the
in.
trailer.
Sam speared that fucker straight into the coffin.
Bring her back on a trailer.
Bob and Sam
Sam's
1-2
just like,
combo that
we'll just
CRV.
drive that thing in. Just drives her in.
Hey, let me tell you, if I recorded a video of me driving that, do you think I understood the full capacity of what was going on if I recorded a video and sent it to the group chat?
I talked to Adam about it, and Adam was like, "Well, honestly, Bob probably screwed it, but Sam made sure it was screwed good." That's what Adam said. And
You sent me the video.
he
You're
said-
like just leaving the shop, full overheated, and you're just running like 60 all the way
He
to the
said-
car.
No, I was doing about 50.
He
Oh,
said
okay,
the,
okay, 50. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
radiator was melted.
Oh, it was
I'm
nasty
surprised you
before.
didn't start that thing on fire.
Yeah, the
Nah.
radiator was melted. The head gasket was probably blown, but not confirmed blown. Yeah,
that thing was
so
gone.
we got to pull the CRV to the old junkyard and collect $350 from this guy. Bob
Oh,
wanted-
don't even get me
Bob
started on
wanted
your.
to.
Well, I'm hyping this car up. We just got brand new tires, brand new tie rods.
Engine worked great.
Thing was
tie
clean on the
rods.
inside. I was giving him the beans, and guy hits me with his first low ball 350, and I'm sitting there getting ready to counter, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit him with like 450, 500. We're gonna try to get this thing up another 50, $100. No, here comes Peepaw out of nowhere, and he's just like, "Yup, it's your problem now," and gives him my dang Batmobile. Like, we might as well kept it for that.
he took-
$350, I could have sat in that thing and reminisced the good old days.
He took the table out of the back of it.
I did. They weren't getting my table for no $350. $400, maybe I would have let them keep the table.
That's so funny.
For those of you that don't know, CRVs have a table in the back.
Some
built
of them.
in.
I don't know if all of them do.
And underneath is a tool compartment. It is great. You break down on the side of the road in a CRV. You pull out your table. You set out your table. You set your tools out on it, and you get to work.
And
You want to have
contemplate why
lunch
you
in
buy
the
a
process?
CRV.
You want to have lunch in the process? You got a table. It's freaking amazing.
You know, Bob's CRVs treated him great. We got her in October for a crisp $500. No power steering. Everything else worked great.
I loved that thing.
Frame
the
was a
end of time.
little
Cleaned it up.
bit rusty on the
Spray
frame.
painted her to look like brand new.
Tell you what, though, Bob has never been happier than the day he got that CRV. His truck, there was times where his truck probably didn't leave our shop parking lot for weeks at a time.
Yeah, I didn't have to. I had the Batmobile. That thing was the greatest thing ever. You didn't even have to put it in four-wheel drive. It automatically switched to four-wheel drive when you hit mud. So you could be giving her the beans, and the next thing you know, you're starting to slip, just clunk, and she's off like a rocket. It was great. I love that thing. I took that thing through pastures. I took her through about everywhere you can imagine. I might have bottomed her out about 8 times. That might be why this thing started having exhaust issues. But
speaking of RIP, Mr. Phil Robinson. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Did see that.
Sad
That's
day.
sad.
That's see that.
That for the duck hunting community
that's
as a whole.
That's a sad day.
That hurt. That hurt.
Life will not be the same. Well, on that sad note, we're going to go on ahead and call this podcast episode good. And R.I.P. to Phil and R.I.P. to Bob CRV.
And
They will
hopefully
both
RIP
be
to
missed.
some turkeys in the few days.
Yeah, that will happen.
They're going to die.
Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you want to check us out on socials, we're at Whiskey Sloughs everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whiskeysloughs.com's the website. If you want to talk to Grant about booking a hunt, you call him 308-224-7289. See ya.